Can't believe we're at Hogwarts!
No, that's Buckingham Palace. Hogwarts is fictional. Do you know that? It's important to me that you know that.
This is a quick video to show you how to write a book in 3 easy steps. Number 1, you need to have an idea. Number 2, you need to write it down. Number 3, write it down again and do it again and again and again and again and again and again and again until you're done.
Hamilton wrote the other 51. How do you write like you're running out of time? Write day and night like you're running out of time. Every day you fight like you're running out of time. Like you're running out of time, or you're running out of time. How do you write like tomorrow won't arrive? How do you write like you needed to survive? How do you write every second you're alive? Every second you're alive, every second you're alive.
I put aside a day to work on my novel. I was so close to finishing the first draft and just wanted to give myself the space in which to do that. I started writing at 7:30 and by 11 I had written 2,000 words. Of course I was fueled by many hot beverages, and then I decided to handwrite my epilogue because it's more emotion-led and I prefer handwriting emotion-led scenes. And there we were, my first draft was done, so I went on my daily walk to celebrate, and when I got back the postman had been, and these wonderful candles from Mythology Candles had arrived. They're an independent company and they're all cottagecore themed. Also though, the most exciting letter of my life. I was in genuine shock as I opened this. This is from Chris Riddell, who is my favourite illustrator. I've admired his work for years, and it baffles me the fact that he sent me this. I did some other work in the afternoon, and then in the evening I did some nature journaling. I keep a nature journal and try to update this every few days.
I've tried a million times. Cross my heart and hope to die. Welcome to my dark side.
Young, dumb, broke, high school kid.
Idea for your next story. A witch tries to cast a love spell on her crush and a curse on her rival. But she gets the spells mixed up.
You could bet that, never gotta sweat that.
Trash, I'll be the rubber band, you'll be the match, I will be a fuse. Boom, painter baby, you could be the muse. I'm the reporter baby, you could be the news. Cause you're the cigarette, and I'm the smoker. We raise a bet, cause you're the joker. Snipped off, you are the chalk. If I could be the blackboard, we can be the top.
So if I'm honest, I think I'm beginning to question how much I want this. Overloaded cereal stressor, I'm sitting nauseous. Panic on a loop in my head, I'm chronically cautious. How can I get off this? To keep it simple, I think I've been willingly following every impulse. Picturing the future, then tossing it out the window. Suffocate the fire and start it right when it kindles. Passionate but fickle.
And then you caught my eye, giving me the feeling of a lightning strike. Look at me now, I'm floating. I can't even toss this letter. This ground of mine keeps shaking. Now!
Here's some writing advice I wish I had taken to heart earlier on in my writing career. My name's Meg, I have a master's degree in creative writing. I have written 5 books and I like to share my writing tips and tricks. Follow me if you're so inclined. I want to preface this by saying that the first book that I ever wrote, the first thing I came up with was the plot. It was a very intricate, like political intrigue, murder plot, and there was a magic system, and I came up with all that stuff, and then I sort of inserted the characters after the fact. And I wish I hadn't done that. I wish I'd come up with the characters first. Here's why. You think, oh, okay, so if I'm gonna write a book, it needs to have a good plot. The plot is what keeps people interested. No, wrong. The characters are what keep people interested. The characters are the emotional core. If people don't care about your characters, they don't care about the story. So, yes, you should have a plot in place. You should have all of those things figured out. But you also need to know who the characters are. And it's more important, I think, to focus on what your character wants, what's driving them forward, more so than forcing them into a plot that you've already created. If you can only choose one thing to drive your story forward, plot or character motivation, always pick character. It's just gonna make the story better, I promise.
Quick tip for writers, I would recommend stop describing your character's expressions so much. Why? Because describing character's expression is something that movies and television do really, really well. Because you have an actor, and all of a sudden, when they move their face and just do a little crinkle or eyebrow raise or a little wiggle, you know exactly what they're feeling, right? But guess what? That doesn't work very well on the page. That doesn't work very well in fiction. So you have to adapt to the genre that you're writing. Now, what works really, really well in fiction is, say, describing the emotional landscape of your character, what they're feeling in their veins, or what they're thinking. Go internal to your character. That is the strength of fiction. Play to your strengths.
So if Derek was a sophomore back then, how old was he? How old were you? How old are you now?
Not as young as we could have been, but not as old as you might think.
Okay, that was frustratingly vague. How old are you?
I'm 17.
See, that's an answer. That's how we answer people.
Well, 17 how you'd measure in years.
All right, I'm just gonna drop it.